Let's start with crocheting this flower square, vintage flower square, and this is quite advanced, intermediate advanced because it's not that easy since we are working with two different yarns and we're not cutting them off. So if you're a real beginner, it's probably better to start off with a simple granny square, but this one needs a little bit of knowledge. So let's start with the inner part. Some people have this in another color like yellow, but since the reference dress is also not like this, so I'm just using 2 colors. Some people use 3 colors. So let's start with this middle part here. Usually people use a magic ring. I just experienced that the magic ring usually opens up in the middle, so that's why I stopped using magic rings, and I am just going to crochet for 6 chains, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then insert the hook into the first chain and make a slip stitch, and like this you formed a circle. And then we're going to chain 2, and next we're going to make 15 double crochet into that circle here. 1 2 3 4 5 14 and 15. The first 2 chains that we made here at the beginning count as our first double crochet, so we have a total of 16 double crochet, and we're going to close the ring by making a slip stitch. So we're going to insert the hook into the first chain here and pull through. Then we're going to make this part here a little bit longer because we need to change our yarn, but we're not going to cut this off. So we did this, and now let's take a stitch. Let's choose a stitch where we insert our hook. It doesn't really matter where. I usually do it right at the opposite side from where I left off this yarn, and then I'm going to switch the color. So I'm gonna take white, and I'm going to take the yarn, pull it through, and make a knot. Now insert your hook again into the same stitch, take the yarn, pull it through, and then we're going to chain 2. So after chaining 2, we're going to make 2 double crochets into that same stitch here. One and 2. And now we're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and make 3 double crochets into here. Here we actually also have like 3 double crochets, as the first 2 chains count as our first double crochet. So skip 1 stitch and make 3 double crochet into this stitch here. Then again chain 1, and skip 1 and make 3 double crochet into the next stitch. 1 2 and 3, and we're going to continue this pattern. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Repeat again, and skip 1 stitch, make 3 double crochet into 1 stitch, And now we chain 1, and now we reach the part where we have our other yarn. So we need to make sure to always put the yarn in front while crocheting with the other yarn. So because when it's gonna be in the back side, you need to like make it all over again. So just make sure it's always in the front. So now we skipped 1 stitch here, so our next stitch is here, right here. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. And now we're going to close the circle by inserting our hook into the first stitch here. Take the yarn, pull it through, and make a slip stitch. Again, pull that part here, and we're gonna continue with the pink yarn. So now with the pink yarn, we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to check this 1 stitch that we skipped in the previous row. We're going to make a double crochet into here. So yarn over, insert the hook here, and then make sure that you're going in front here. This part here, you don't do like this, okay? So go through in front of this part here, and then take the yarn, pull it through, and make your double crochet like this. Now we're going to chain 4, and we're going to move over to the next one. So yarn over, insert the hook here, make sure you're in front and not behind, like this, and make your double crochet. You see, we did 7 here, as we are counting this first part here as a double crochet, then 4 chains, double crochet, 4 chains, and then again 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then double crochet into here, always making sure you're at the front part here. And then we are here where we have the second yarn, so we need to make sure that it's in front. This one, this part here is just the leftover yarn from like this. So this one needs to be in front. So the huge loop and the yarn that is attached to our bundle. So now we again going to chain 4 and move over to the next stitch like this, and make a double crochet. We reach the beginning. So as said before, this first part here counts as our double crochet, so we're going to insert our hook at the 3rd chain and make a slip stitch like this, and then make a huge loop again and move over to the next and switch yarn again, yarn color again, like this. We're gonna take this big loop, make it smaller, and now we are going to make again 2 chains. So chain 2, 1, 2, and here we are going to insert our hook into the same stitch here and make a double crochet. So now we practically have 2 double crochets, since this counts as our first one, and now we're going to make 2 more double crochet. So into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets, so that we have a total of 4 double crochets here. Then we're going to chain 2, okay, and then move over to these other 3 double crochets, and here we have to insert our hook into this first double crochet here and to make 1 double crochet. Then into the second double crochet we're going to make 2 double crochets, so that we are going to increase our number of double crochets in this row here. So we have a total of 4 double crochets. So we have 3 here in this row and 4 double crochets here, and always make 2 chains in between. So move over to the next part, and always make sure, I think you already saw it, I'm sorry that I forgot to mention it, when you make your double crochet you're going to insert the hook here into the double crochet, and always make sure that your hook is in front those 4 chains that we did in the previous row from the other yarn color. 1, 2 into the same stitch here, and 1 into this one. Chain 2 and move over to the next. The first part is always a little bit tricky here, but it's manageable. So 1 double crochet, then 2 into the next stitch, and then 1 again, like this. Chain 2 and continue the same pattern, and once again when you reach the place where we left off the second yarn, we still need to make sure that it's always in front. So here we reach the part, so put the yarn in front of you and continue as usual. Put this part here back. So that's why I mentioned it might be not really beginner friendly, because it's a little bit of a struggle. Especially when you start crocheting, your hands are a little bit shaky, so it's a little bit difficult to manage the yarn. And so yeah, chain 2, move over to the next one. And now we reached the beginning again. We're gonna, as usual, insert the hook into the first stitch of the row and make a slip stitch like this, and then pull a long loop and switch color again. Now we are going to continue with the, in my case, pink color. Like this. Right. Okay. Now what we basically have here is 1 double crochet, right? So we're going to chain 2, which counts as our first double crochet, and then make 1 more double crochet into the same stitch, so that we have 2 double crochets. Chain 4, and then move over to the next double crochet here, the pink one, and make 2 double crochets into the same stitch, always making sure again that we go in front here, not like this, okay, and make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1 and 2, chain 4, move to the next double crochet and make 2 double crochets. It's tricky. Like this. 1 and 2, chain 4, and move over to the next part. And again here, when we reach this other yarn, we need to make 2, we need to make sure that it's in front of where we're crocheting, so that we put the yarn here in front here, and then continue chain 4 and continue with the same pattern until you reach the beginning of the row. Once again, we are going to close off the round with a slip stitch and switch color again, like this. So it's the last time we're going to use the white color. So we're going to make 2 rounds in this white color now. So first of all, we're going to increase each part again by 1. So we had 4 here on each leaf, and now we are going to first chain 2, make 1 double crochet into the same stitch, make 2 more, 2 into the next stitch, so we have 4, and now 1 more into the last stitch. We have 5 double crochets, and then chain 2 and move over to the next part. And we're gonna do the same thing again. It doesn't actually matter where you're going to make your increase, so I usually do 1 double crochet, then 2 into this next stitch here, and then 1 and 1. Like this, and then chain 2 and move over to the next part. So we reach now the end of the row, or the beginning, and we're going to close again with the slip stitch. And as said before, we are going to make 1 more row in this color, and what we're going to do now is here, these leaves here, this part. So we are going to make one chain, sorry, 1 chain, then we are going to insert our hook here. So it's actually always the second stitch, so it's not this one, it's this stitch here, and we're going to make 5 double crochets into here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to make here into this 5th double crochet here, we're going to make a single crochet. So we're going to skip 1 stitch here and then 1 single crochet here, like this, and we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then into this first double crochet, we're going to make a single crochet, then skip 1 stitch and into this one 8 double crochet, sorry 5 double crochets. So 5 double crochets into this stitch here, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then again skip 1 stitch and make 1 single crochet into this stitch here, chain 2 again, and then do the same thing all over again. Single crochet into the first, skip 1 stitch, 5 double crochet into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then skip 1 stitch and make 1 single crochet into the next one. So now again, let's continue this pattern, this sequence, until we reach the beginning again, like this. And now chain 2, and you remember that chain that we did at the beginning here? Just insert the hook into this space here and pull the yarn through, make a slip stitch, make a chain again, and cut off the yarn like this. And now we can put aside the white yarn, and we're gonna finish off with the pink yarn. So now we have here 2 pink double crochets, right? So we're gonna chain 2 first and then make 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So what we need is 3 double crochets here. Then we're gonna look back here. It looks like this on the back side. So you can see here all those 4 chains that we made at each section. So we're gonna go back here where we have that 4 chains, and we're gonna make 4 double crochets around this part here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, like this. Then we're gonna go front again, and we're gonna do our 3 double crochets here. So 1 into 1 stitch and 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So here, insert the hook. Always make sure that you are coming back front. 1 and then 2 double crochets here into the next stitch. So we have 3 double crochets at this part here, and then we're going back again. So just flip this petal that we did here over and make 4 double crochets onto around this part here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Cover again and make 3 double crochets here. So 1 into the first stitch and 2 into the next one, and continue this pattern until you reach the beginning again. So I'm done with this row here. So now I am going to insert my hook into the first double crochet here, these 2 chains that we have here, and make a slip stitch. And now we have a circle, right? But we need to make a square, right? So what we're doing in this row now is we're going to shape a square. In order to do that, we are going to chain 3 now, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to make a treble crochet, or triple crochet. We're going to yarn over twice, insert the hook into the same stitch, and make our treble or triple crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, and then make 2 more treble crochets into the same stitch. So we have a total of 4 treble crochets in the same stitch with 2 chains in between. This will be our corner of the square, the first corner of the 4 corners that we will have in this square. So now we're going to make 1 more treble crochet into the next stitch, like this. Then, if you cannot see, you can flip over this part here. Then we're going to make, into the next 2 stitches, we're going to make double crochet. So 1 double crochet, and then 1 more into the next stitch. Then into the next 2 stitches, half double crochet, so 1 here and 1 here. So 1 half double crochet, and the next one, like this. And now into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3. And then what we're basically going to do now, starting from this single crochet here, is we're going to mirror this part. So now 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, 1, 2, next 2 double crochet, so 1 and 2, 1 treble crochet, 1, then 4 treble crochet with 2 chains in between after the second one. So let's make first 2 into the same stitch, followed by 2 chains, and then again 2 more treble crochets into the same stitch. So we're making the second corner. 1 and 2. And now we're going to repeat what we did here. So 1 treble crochet, then 2 double crochet, then 2 half double crochet, 3 single crochet, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'm going to show you how to make the last round. I now reached almost the end and here I only have, we started here with 4 treble crochet with 2 chains in between. So what we have left here is always 1 more treble crochet before we do the corner. So I'm going to make the last treble crochet. Hey. Like this. And now let's close the round. So insert the hook into the first stitch and make a slip stitch like this. And next we're going to do now the last row, and so we're going to make 1 more slip stitch. So you're gonna insert the hook into this space here and make 1 more slip stitch. And now we're going to start again with the corner, but now we're gonna do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets into this corner here. So chain 2 first for the first double crochet, and then 2 more. So we have now 3 double crochets, chain 2 and make 3 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're gonna skip 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and make double crochet into here. So you cannot really see the first stitch, it's here, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3 stitches that we skip. Then we're gonna make 1 double crochet here and 3 more into the next 3 stitches. So 4 double crochets in total. We're gonna chain 2 more and then skip again 3 stitches. It's exactly these single crochets here. So 1, 2, 3 we're gonna skip and then make again 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have again 3 stitches left, so we're gonna skip them. So we're gonna chain 2 and we reach the corner here, so we're gonna do again 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets into this chain space here. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2 and 1, 2, 3, and now we're gonna continue the same pattern. Chain 2, skip 3 stitches and make 4 double crochets. Chain 2, skip 3 stitches and make 4 double crochets. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, and then make the next corner, the third one. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then again 1, 2, and 3. And now we did 3 corners. I'm gonna finish off this part and then we're actually done. So I'm gonna show you how to close the square. So all I have left now is to do 2 chains and then insert the hook into the first stitch of the row and make a slip stitch, yarn over one more time, and then cut off the yarn like this. And then what you have to do now is a bunch of these flowers. I already made a lot of them, but I'm still not done. So before I'm going to show you how to combine these ones in order to make the dress, I'm going to finish off and make all of them. So see you on another day. This is the final dress. Not final, there's still something that I'm going to add on the bottom, which I just kept like this in order to show you step by step. But this part here, let me zoom in a little bit more, will be explained very detailed in the written pattern, which you can download on my website and on my Ko-fi account. If you're a very advanced crocheter, you can probably see already how to do it intuitively. But what I did here is I first combined these 3, and this is just what I showed you how to make it, and I made a lot of them. And first I take 3 of these squares, I combine them always on the back side. So combine this one first, then if you take this one as a base, then combine here, then you have these 3, and then you move on to the next one. And you wanna first combine on the back side. You can see the front side goes a little bit more up, which is the chest area. And the back side, it's actually the second row only. It starts from the second row, and the second row has a total of 6 diamonds. I call them diamonds because they're not squares. The squares are like this, the diamonds are like this. So once you combined these 3 with this part here, also you need to check where to start combining, because also here you need to go on, like I think until you reached also this 3rd row, it will be a little bit combining here, then here, then here, because it's no straight line. But once you have, I think until this part here, then you're just going to combine row by row. And then once you have your desired length, I added these triangles here. You can see I have 5 more triangles here that I made, and I made one here so that it's straight. You can see, otherwise it's like this on the end. Then I added 2 more triangles here, and then I made also the border. I made the shoulder holder. I decided to make it like this so that I can just adjust it by size while she's growing. This part here, I'm gonna show you how to make it here so it's straight here on the bottom as well. So I made 5. I'm gonna need 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm gonna show you how to make the last one of these, and then how to combine it. The way I combine this is the same way how I combined all of these. Another thing that you might wonder, once you combined all, like put together all these flower squares, is that it's gonna look a little bit bumpy. And I thought primarily it's because I didn't use this one, but this one is actually not, it doesn't matter, because it will still look a little bit bumpy, like not flat like this one here. And it started looking flat like this because I just steamed it, and then it starts looking more like, you know, a dress from the store rather than a self-made crochet dress. So make sure to steam it, then it looks already much better, and don't be disappointed if it looks super bumpy. I'm gonna show you how to do the next step, this one here. And for all the rest, measurements and so on, you can download my written pattern. So you can see this is a triangle which will be attached here so that this part here looks straight. In order to make, it's actually just a simple granny triangle. And so you're gonna take the yarn and then start chaining. Make 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then insert the hook into the first chain of these 6 chains and make a slip stitch so that you created a small circle. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. It counts as your first single crochet, double crochet, sorry. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more right now, here. And now I'm going to make 2 more double crochets into this circle. So 1 and 2. And as usual, 3 double crochets are a granny stitch. So we have our first granny stitch. We're gonna do 2 more granny stitches, so with 3 chains apart. So chain 3, then 3 double crochets, which is 1 granny stitch. So we have our second granny stitch, then chain 3 again, and then 1 more granny stitch. So 3 double crochet. Okay, we have 3 granny stitches now, and now we have to do 3 more chains, and then make a slip stitch into the first chain here, first stitch here. So then we need to come here to this chain space here, so we're going to make a slip stitch into the next stitches until we reach the chain space, our first chain space, and into this chain space we're going to make 2 granny stitches with again 3 chains in between. So 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, always into this chain space. So our first is just 2 chains, then 2 more double crochet, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. Like this. So now the next step here, because we're going to do 3 chains on the corners, which are these. Of the triangle. For the parts, like the sides, we're going to make always 2 chains. 1, 2. Okay? And now we're gonna move to the next chain space, which is our second corner, and repeat the same thing. 3 double crochets, chain 3, and again 3 double crochets into the same stitch, into the same chain space. Like this, we did our second corner, and then we're going to do the side, which is 2 chains, and then move over to the next chain space and to do the same thing again. 3 double crochet. It's a corner, so chain 3, and then 3 more double crochets into the same stitch. Like this. And now we have 3 corners, exactly how a triangle should have. And then, since this is the side, we're gonna do chain 2, and then we're gonna close our second row with a slip stitch into the first stitch of the row. Now we're gonna again slip stitch until we reach the next corner. Like this, and now we're gonna do again the same thing. This is a corner, so we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets all into this chain space. So 1, 2, it's our first double crochet, and then 2 more, chain 2, 3, sorry, it's a corner, and then chain 3 again. 3 double crochets. I hope it's not too confusing. Okay, now we're doing the sides, so chain 2. Into this side here, we're gonna do again 1 granny stitch or 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. We're still on the side, so chain 2, and then we are going to our next corner, our second corner. So again 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this chain space here. So 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and then again 1, 2, and 3. Now we are on the side, so chain 2. Then here, same as we did before, 3 double crochets, aka 1 granny stitch, and then chain 2 since we're still on the side, and next we reach our third corner, so we're gonna do the same thing as we did here, 3 double crochet, chain 3 and 3 double crochet all into this chain space here. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and then again 1, 2, 3. We have a side, so chain 2, 3 double crochets into this chain space here, and then chain 2 again, and now we reach the beginning, so close with a slip stitch, and then we need to move over to the next chain space, so let's slip stitch until we reach that part like this. And now we're done with our third row, and now we are going to do our fourth and already last row. And it's again the same thing, except that from the sides we have one additional granny square on each side, granny stitch on each side. So I think it's best if I just crochet slowly without talking too much. So I did 2 chains, which count as our first double crochet as usual, 2 more double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet all into the first corner here. Now we're doing the side here, this side, chain 2, 3 double crochets into this chain space, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the next chain space, chain 2, we reach the corner, 3 double crochets into the chain space, chain 3, 3 double crochets into the same chain space, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the next chain space, and chain 2, finish off with slip stitch into the first stitch of the row, slip stitch until the next chain space. You can skip that part as well, or directly take the yarn, pull it through and cut off. And now we have our triangle. If you like using this here, you can put it here like this for a few minutes. It will stretch out a little bit and easily look like this. So now let's take our first triangle here and let's attach it to the dress, and we're gonna turn the dress upside down, then take the very end of the dress, insert your yarn, attach your yarn, turn around a triangle. And here we're gonna start doing slip stitches. So I like to combine squares, granny squares, with slip stitches by inserting the hook into the back loop only. So for this one here I do a normal single crochet just to put together the two corners, and then here where I have granny's double crochets, I'm just going to do a slip stitch. So insert the hook into the back loop, into the front loop only of the square, and into the back loop only of the triangle, and then make a slip stitch. We have right here we have 3 double crochets, right? So repeat again the same thing for the next one. And here we have the chain space now. So for the chain space and all the chain spaces that I have here in the other parts of the squares and triangles, I'm not doing slip stitches because it won't hold together, but I do double crochet. So I just insert the hook into the chain space, take the yarn and make 2 single crochet. And then here you can see this problem arises only when combining with the triangle. If you combine square with square, you have 4 double crochets and 4 double crochets, so it doesn't matter. But with the triangle, you could have made here 4 double crochets, but since I didn't do it here at the beginning, and then just realized later that it doesn't really make sense, I just wanted to keep it consistent. So it doesn't really matter. You can see here, this is another triangle with the square. You can see here at the corner we have 3, and at the square we also have 3. But at this side here, the square has 4 double crochets and the triangle has 3, but it doesn't matter. It's not really visible and it still works. So just skip 1 double crochet from the square. So insert the hook here again, front loop only and then back loop only, and make a slip stitch. Front loop only, back loop only, slip stitch. Here I'm gonna skip this one, front loop only, back loop only, slip stitch. And now we reached another chain space, so we're going to make a 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Repeat the same thing, since we have again here 4 double crochets but 3 double crochets at on the triangle, so we're gonna skip 1 more again. So just go ahead, make the slip stitches. I skip always this one, the third one I skip like this, and then we have another chain space, so 2 single crochet. And now here we almost reached the corner, so we have 3 double crochets on both, on the square as well as the triangle. So just make slip stitches on each double crochet. One, two, and 3. We reached the corner, so here I'm going to make 1 single crochet on this side, and then I'm gonna move over to the next to the next square. Insert the hook into this next corner here, but again on the triangle insert it into the same corner like this, and make a single crochet. So we combined here with this one, and now we need to combine here, and we're gonna just repeat the same thing. We reached the corner now, so here again, make a single crochet one with this one, and now let me first show you how it looks like. So you can see it started to get bumpy again, but at the end I will steam it again and it will look flat again. But here you can see it's straight, and now let's move over to this one, or here where my yarn is. So you simply take the next, make sure it's on the wrong side, insert the hook into the corner again, and then insert the hook into the triangle, into the new one, and make a single crochet. And then you're just gonna continue combining as we did before, and then you do it for the rest of the triangles. And here we have it, it's the finished dress. It looks like this, and you can see I have all the triangles. I steamed it so that it looks flat again, and I also added the border. Super straightforward. It's all in the written pattern, same as the border here, 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 and the shoulder laces. And yeah, that's it. That's the finished dress. Full pattern is available to download on my website. You can just go and check it out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.